Jay.
All
Oh,
right, we're
no, no,
live.
no.
Save it, Cheryl. We're live, y'all. So I'm just waiting on the video to connect on my other monitor so I can grab that link and put it in our free business mastermind group so that our community can join us conveniently on the YouTube live and in the live chat. Okay, it has connected. Let me grab this link and put it over here in the group. Boom, post. Let me see that cycling. Posted. All right, now let me come back to YouTube and make sure that I can see the live chat. And I see it. I see it. All right, let's get started. Welcome to your First Six Figures morning show, where every show is intentionally more of an interactive coaching and training experience to position you, the online service based entrepreneur, to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/faceless. Let me throw that into YouTube. That's shaycannon.com/faceless, because what we are talking about this week is Faceless Offers, the new passive income sensation. Okay. Faceless offers are the next evolution in digital business, captivating the entrepreneur world with their intrigue and their effectiveness. These offers are products and services marketed, sold, and delivered without a personal brand, without a human spokesperson, and or a visible face behind them. So what's fueling this is a whole bunch of AI and other technology. This is a four-part series, as you guys know how the morning show goes. If you want to know more about the definition of faceless and even get some examples and the 20 areas that are most popular for creating faceless channels, go to part one where we talked about examples, okay? Then on yesterday in part two, we talked about a whole bunch of the AI tools that you can use to help you to create these channels and market them. And so it's really not a heavy lift after you figure out all the tools available for you. Now, today, what we're going to talk about are tips on how you can be successful with this new faceless venture, and have channels that thrive, because you really, it's no work at all, so you really want more than one channel, right? But we start with one. So tips. Creating successful faceless offers requires a clear vision and a commitment to quality, even without a personal presence. First, consistency is key. Regularly posting content or maintaining a steady flow of engagement builds trust, keeps your audience returning for more. So focus on delivering high value content that directly addresses your audience's needs or solves their problems, as this establishes credibility and creates an emotional connection despite the lack of a human face. Visual and auditory quality matters. So ensure your videos, images, and audio are polished, cohesive, and professionally edited to maintain a high standard, okay? So branding plays a critical part in standing out. Use memorable colors, fonts, and a distinct tone that resonates with your audience, even in a faceless format. Leverage storytelling to engage and captivate, weaving narratives that speak to the desires and aspirations of your target market. Lastly, pay attention to analytics. Data reveals what's working and what's not working, helping you to redefine your approach and tweak things as you need it, staying ahead of audience expectations. By focusing on these elements, faceless creators can craft an experience that is not only impactful but also enduring. Okay, that is from the blog. In the morning show we give you more, so let me pull out these show notes. All right, so I have, how many tips do I have on here? I got 15 in the show notes, but I also have another. When I was researching, I also have more tips from that, so I'm gonna dip over into some more notes and give you those too. Okay, what you're listening for, because the question of the day is going to be, let me scroll back down. Which tip or tips do you think will serve you well on your faceless marketing and offers journey? Let me throw that in here so y'all can be thinking about your answer as I give these multiple tips. Let me put it over here in the YouTube land. Boom. All right, let's get started. Okay, so these are tips to help you be successful with faceless marketing and your faceless offer, okay? Number one, focus on delivering exceptional value, okay? Focus on delivering exceptional value. If you focus on the value, the human face of it or the real person of it is not as needed, okay? Because it's the value that's going to draw people in. When you think about some of these faceless channels that we talked about on Monday, that are examples that you guys are watching and don't even realize you're watching them, it's the value that drew you there, okay? We are now no longer in the age of what you're already following, okay? Or who you're already following. We're currently in the age of interest, okay? And that is, what are you interested in? What do you want to know more about? Those are the things that are showing up in people's algorithm. So if you give the value that you're targeting, then this is what's going to make the people come, okay? So focus on delivering exceptional value. Now, this is not on here, but that value has to be niched, y'all. So all of y'all that are multi-passionate and y'all still trying to push all these things into one thing, that's not how Faceless works. Faceless is about one thing and one thing only for one kind of person. And you have to give value on that one thing, okay? So keep that in mind. Number two, prioritize high quality visuals and media. Okay, high quality visuals and media. You cannot have low resolution pictures. You cannot have low resolution video, grainy video. You cannot have audio where they can't hear you or it got static in it. I just did my first it's not necessarily faceless, but it was a compilation video that I did a voiceover to, and my mouth was so close to that mic to make sure that that doggone audio was clear, and it worked out in the end. So we have to make sure we cannot play around because there's no, real person with a facial expression and, giving their good energy and good juju in the video. It's faceless, okay? So we got to make up with good visual, good media, okay? That was number two. Number three, craft engaging stories, okay? Craft engaging stories. We don't just throw stuff together. That's not what this thing is. It has to be around storytelling. So the secret to crafting engaging stories is writing a script, okay? Write a script, or at least the bullet points of what needs to be said and what is going to be the story around it, okay? No longer are you going to be able to just give the facts for most of this stuff unless you have a listicles type channel. Like all of your stuff is just lists, okay? If it's not a listicles channel, then storytelling has to be a part of it, okay? Even the listicle channels give you a little bit of a story before they give you the list. So storytelling, craft engaging stories. Number four, build a strong brand. Build a strong brand. And we had a part of that in the blog post. But some of the things that you can do is have a logo or watermark that is memorable. You can have brand colors that you use every time. Excuse me. The voice that represents the business can be the same every time. We're going to talk more about that in my additional notes. Okay. But basically, we need some elements that are the same every time so that we can tell that these videos come from the same brand, which is the same Faceless channel. All right. Number five, leverage automation, okay? To be successful, we definitely have to leverage automation. We got to use those tools we talked about yesterday for video creation, but also in distribution, right? So we got to schedule, we got to make these reels of a long form video, and we got to get that out there on social media so that on other platforms, they know about the channel. And we need to be using it to bring in leads because on the back end, we're going to monetize, and we're talking about monetization tomorrow, okay? Number six, create evergreen content. The great thing about YouTube, that is the difference between your TikTok and your IG, is YouTube has longevity. If you are talking about things that are going to be important years from now, okay, that's what evergreen content is. That means it's important this year and it's going to be important next year. Okay, so most of the content on your channel should be evergreen content. Now, can you put in some trends and things like that that may not be the same next year? Yes, but that shouldn't be a high percentage of the content that you are creating for this channel. We want this channel to live on. Some of the Faceless channels that I listened to were created 5 years ago. some of them 3 years ago. Okay. This is what I love about YouTube. What you'll find is you can have a video that went viral 2 years ago and it's still getting you more followers, more comments, more likes, all of the engagement because of the content. So that high value content also needs to be mostly evergreen. All right. Number 7, we need to optimize for SEO. That's what's going to help the interest people find us. Okay. Optimize for SEO, search engine optimization. But we have to use the words that people use that are usually looking for the information, not the cute little words that we're making up, not the industry jargon, unless it's an industry channel for industry practitioners. Okay. So optimize for SEO. So you can do keyword research. We talked about some of those tools on yesterday. And you can do key phrase research. And then what we want to do is we want to use the metadata. Let me tell you some of the things I'm having to adjust for my YouTube channel. Did you know that even the name of the video file is a part of SEO? So all of that, the numbers and the letters as the name of your file, you're missing an opportunity. Name your file the title of what the YouTube is going to be about. That's one thing. Alt text. When you're putting in pictures, you have an opportunity to describe the picture. When you're putting in video, you have a chance to describe video. So always use your opportunity for descriptions to put your keywords in. Okay. All of this stuff helps people to find it. Okay. SEO. Number 8, use data to refine your strategies. This is a new thing, y'all. Okay. People are successful with it, but for you to be successful with the way that you're doing it, you're still going to have to keep up with your KPIs, your key performance indicators. All right. So what titles are working best? What descriptions are working best? What form of video is working best? What AI voice is working best? And we're going to talk more about the voices. But we need to be looking to see what is actually getting the engagement, what is actually getting the click-through rates, and what is actually getting us conversions. Okay. So we need to keep an eye on the data. It is so important for everything we do in business, but especially these faceless channels. All right. Number 9, stay consistent across all platforms. Okay. So if you use this voice over here, use it over there. Okay. If you are using these colors over here, use it over there. So we're going to be consistent so that we have a cohesive presence. Use the same tone, style, and branding on all platforms. Also, try to use the same @username. Okay. Some of y'all be doing variations. You're this on one platform and you're that on another platform. This is business in general. You need to be cohesive. So if the name that you like is not available on one of the platforms, no, we need to change the name so that it is the same on each platform. Even if you're putting a 1 in front of it, if you're using a name, then maybe you put I am, whatever the name is, in front of all of them. Okay. So I'm sorry that your full name is not available on one and it was on another. Change the one that it is available on to the I am. Okay. It needs to be cohesive so that you don't have when people come after you. Because see, what happens is when you're successful, people come after you, right? And if they can get any variation of one of your names so that you're now confused with them, they will. So you need to be cohesive. Okay. Number 10. Engage through community and interaction. Engage through community and interaction. So you can be interactive with the audience, even though you're not showing a face or not showing your face. And you can do that through the comments. You can put up polls. You can give feedback. I wish Khadijah was on here because she has the best YouTube community I've ever seen. So she came to me for coaching, but when I tell you she is killing it on YouTube, baby girl is killing it on YouTube. So Khadijah, if you're listening, girl, good job. She is using that community tab on her YouTube channel as Uber communication. She is running polls. She is giving she's getting feedback. She's got engagement going. So Yah's Apothecary, YAH' Apothecary is her YouTube channel. Go to her channel. She got great information. She is very succinct. She could very well make that a faceless channel if she wanted to, but her face is all over it, of course. But check out her channel and check out her community tab. Baby girl is over there killing it. Okay. Number 11. Experiment with trends and formats. Feel free to start changing stuff so that you can test stuff. And like I said, you can do trends. It just shouldn't be the high percentage of your channel. But what we know is trends bring engagement. So we do want to kind of do some trends. Just don't make that the majority of your content. We want to change up formats. We want to see if short form videos are working, long form videos. We might want to put in some infographics. We might want to throw in some memes. But again, the majority should be what your channel usually is. And then when you're testing stuff, that should be a small percentage. Now, if you test it and it seems to be working well, that's when you start integrating it. The data tells you integrate it more into the part of the content that you do that's the highest percentage, okay? So that's how you're going to use that data and test. Excuse me, number 12, focus on scalability. Focus on scalability. So design processes and content that can easily scale, such as automatic lead magnets or evergreen funnels, but also use the right AI, y'all, right? I'm gonna tell y'all, the compilation video that I put together last week and did the voiceover for, that shit is not scalable. Let me tell you, it's not scalable. The way I pieced together them pictures and brought in stock video myself, oh, no, that's not scalable. That's why we have things like in video.ai. It just does it. And then you can edit it, right? So think about your processes and make it scalable. Also, our goal is to make it to where somebody else is doing this stuff. So we got a Faceless channel that's making money and we're not even creating the content anymore. So you cannot make it hard, make it the easiest, get the tools that you need that make it easier, all right? Number 13. Highlight results over identity, okay? Us with a personal brand, us that are the experts, most of our stuff has to do with our identity and also, you know, testimonials or social proof and all of these things, right? Well, when you have a Faceless channel, you can't lean on identity. So you have to lean on the value that you're giving and the proof of the results that you can get for people, okay? So in Faceless marketing and Faceless offer journey, you have to make sure that you're highlighting the transformation more than ever. In fact, some of the features, right? The how you get to it, that ain't even a part of the channel. It's not a part of it. All you're talking about are benefits. All you're talking about are pain points and transformation. That is it. Okay. And then you can bring in testimonials of proof that it works. That's all. You're not talking about whatever the end monetization is at all for real, okay? Number 14, offer value-packed freebies. See, this is how we get them on the list. We're going to talk about it more tomorrow on the monetization, but this is how we get them in the funnel, right? Value-packed freebies. This is lead magnets like ebooks, templates, guides, free mini courses, free trainings, things like that. Okay. And if you've ever been to a YouTube channel, you know that there is where you can put links, right? As a part of the channel. Also, it can be in the description. Okay. We need links to free stuff so that we pull people into the funnel so that we can nurture them more, but we already have them on the list so that we can sell to them more than once. Okay. So we're not necessarily that link that's at the top of the channel. We're not really putting what's for sale up there in that link. We can put it in the description, but the first link is going to be a freebie. All right. Number 15, stay anonymous if you want to. Like if you want to be faceless and it's not you, feel free to stay anonymous, but you still have to be relatable. Okay, so you're going to use, again, your storytelling themes. You're going to use a little humor. Sometimes you're going to use a little pain to connect with your audience. You have to be relatable. Just because you're using AI stuff does not mean things should be robotic or feel robotic. It should still resonate with people on a human level. Okay, cool. Now, those were the 15 tips that are in my official show notes. Now, I got some unofficial notes from my research, and I'm going to run through these. And remember that the question is, what tip or tips do you think will serve you well on your Faceless marketing and offers journey? The first person in the round robin in studio is going to be Dr. LaFera, but let me throw these extra tips at you, okay? So we already talked about pick evergreen content. Let's talk about these AI voices. The most popular voices are the female voice that sounds like Siri, or, Scarlett Johansson. And the second one is it's a voice called Adam. Inside of 11 Labs, there's a popular male narrator, and his name is Adam inside of 11 Labs. So those two are the ones that you mostly hear, and people feel comforted by those familiar AI voices. I was like, why would I want to use the same voice everybody else uses, until I realized people have already built authority for that voice. They have done some of the work for you. So you can just hop on the train of that voice, already having authority, already being familiar, to now have it to speak your information. All right. So that's something to consider. Sound. I didn't realize how important sound was. And notice I'm saying sound and not music. Okay. I said sound. So there are different sounds, kind of like in a movie and a TV show, that helps you to feel a certain way. Think about it. In the scary movie, we are given an indication that something scary is going to happen, not by the movie itself and what the actors are doing, but the sound, right? The sound is telling us, hey, something ominous is coming, right? So sounds can help you get that emotional response that you need, even though you may not be showing human faces. So sound. And that might be an advanced thing, or it could be something that you can play around with. So still infuse your brand element so that you are highly recognizable. We talked about using the same font, the same colors, that type of thing. But you also want to add in some type of secret sauce that makes it yours, right? Maybe you start off every video the same way. Maybe you end every video the same way. Maybe you pop something in the middle of every video. So something has to be recognizable about your channel. That's a secret sauce. So start thinking about, like, is it going to be the intro? Is it going to be the outro? Is it going to be something you put in the middle? Is it going to be that you use a certain animation all the time, or a certain sound all the time? Because think about it. We all know Law and Order. Like, we know Law and Order from that one sound. We know we're going to sit there for 15 hours, because once you hit a sound one time, they're not letting you go. That's how they get you. Okay. So what is going to be your sound? All right. You can even grow channels and sell them as a part of your monetization. Did you know that? You can grow channels and sell them. Yes, you can. I have peeped. Let me tell y'all one way they trick y'all. I have seen, and I have a video I have not finished watching in my research, but basically what this guy says is, if you want to skip having to grow your channel so that you are instantly monetized, you can buy channels that already have the following that you need, so that you can go right on in and rebrand it and monetize. And I was like, how are they doing that? Then I thought back. Have you guys ever followed an account? Because let's say maybe it was your favorite celebrity, or it was about your favorite thing, or whatever, right? And then all of a sudden y'all realize y'all are following an account you don't remember following. That's how they get you. One of the tactics and strategies that they're using is they start a fan account for something that has a lot of fans, right? So let's just say they may start a Beyonce fan account, and they're just putting in a bunch of videos of her, a bunch of pictures of her, and they get all of these followings, because we know the Bayhive don't play, okay? So they get that, and then now that they got all the followers, they rebrand it to something else. You will never know that that was once a Beyonce channel, because they erase all the stuff and they start building it on something else, and they already have the followers. That's one of the tricks they use. That's how they get you. Okay. But anyway, once you build a channel, this channel is now an asset. Okay. And you can sell that channel. And I told y'all about the story of one time I built up a Facebook group and sold that group. Anything that has the attention of a niched segment, if you don't want to deal with it anymore, you can sell it, okay? Somebody needs the attention you're getting, and they can monetize it better than you. Sell it, all right? All right, you need some content for some of your channels or whatever. You can look for quotes, you can look for books and other IP, because guess what? If something is over 100 years old, it qualifies as public domain, okay? So if you want to do a culture channel, a history channel, whatever, this is how they're using all of their information without having to pay for it and not being a copyright infringement. right? So depending on what your subject matter is, you can go and use old stuff word for word, because the law is after 100 years, it qualifies as public domain. I'm sure it's more to it than that, but do your research. But you can use their content however you want once it qualifies as public domain. Okay, repetitious videos do not monetize, okay? So if you're posting the same video over and over and over again, you're gonna mess up your monetization. So that's not what we're doing. We need fresh content. And yes, you can repurpose, but you need to wait a while, let's say a year. But what you're not gonna do is just repeat the whole year over again. You're gonna demonetize your channel, all right? Fair Usage Act. So we talked about public domain. Fair Usage Act is the next thing. You can use parts of other creators' videos, but what I would tell you is I would shy away from other professional creators' videos, but you can do a compilation like, y'all see the videos to where it's a bunch of people, like the theme of the video is how dogs are smart, right? Or how cats have an attitude, and they use like a second or two of everybody's home video. You can do that. That's called Fair Usage Act. Again, do your research because it's illegal stuff. But you can use normal everyday stuff that is interesting to people, that comes from other people's stuff. So for some of y'all that's like, I don't know where to get my content from, I'm not good with AI. Some of this stuff is you can find other people's content and create a compilation. Okay, so that's an idea. When you're doing your audio, you want to remove pauses. There is AI for that. We talked about some yesterday, one of which was Descript. One of them was, I think it's QSO AI is what video AI has turned into. If you need some inspiration, go to the forums. You can go to Quora, you can go to Reddit, especially Reddit, right? You can go in different groups and get your research. What are people talking about? What do people want to know on a certain topic? And then now you can bring that inspiration over to your channel and start storytelling on an element of it. Okay, so that's where you can get your inspirational content from. If you're using a series of pictures, for example, you created pictures in Midjourney, you created pictures in Leonardo, or even you're using some of your pictures, not necessarily of your face. The goal when you're using pictures for video is you need to animate at least the first one and at least another one towards the end. Okay, you cannot just be flashing pictures like we are in the old classrooms of yore, where they had the I forgot the name of the doggone machine, but the projector where you just putting the picture after picture. That is not interesting at all. Okay, so in the least you need to animate the first one, and you need to animate one towards the end. And let me tell you how that voice needs to be super interesting if you got these still pictures up there as a part of a video. Okay, keep that in mind. Last but not least, we talked about SEO, but we also need to use SEO in the title, SEO in the description, and we're doing it all with keywords. And again, we gave you some keyword tools yesterday. Now, that's a lot of tips, y'all. So let's get started with the round robin. We're going to start with Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, which tip or tips do you think will serve you well for your faceless marketing offers journey? Come on, Miss.
I did. I came. As far as me, like, what am I thinking that's going to help me be successful out of the stuff you said? It's, I guess it's the storytelling and consistency. And the thing that's going to help me to be consistent is, like, yesterday, I don't know, you distracted me yesterday. So I spent most of yesterday, like, looking at other people's channels.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, like, a lot of the stuff that I did, like, was like faceless stuff when it came to like inspirational stuff. And like for me, I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff that I talk about, even with health, is emotional for people. It's not so much like, okay, like what are you doing? And that's what happens with these faceless channels that like even I'm drawn to. And so like
Mm-hmm.
The thing with me is like, okay, I can have several faceless channels, like you just said. I wasn't thinking about several faceless channels, but the thing is, like, each thing for me that interests me or that is a part of me, because I have a lot of stuff that I
Mm-hmm.
can really drill into,
Yep.
but it's not specific to one person. So, like, I can have a faceless channel for like each thing, um and it wouldn't have to be like, okay, confusing, because it would connect, off of that one point. And so for me, that would help me to stay consistent, because, like, for instance, like the autoimmunities in Black women or whatever, you know that could be a channel.
Yes.
um so, and that would allow me to be consistent, because it was, so niched.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Dr. LaFera. Definitely. Because if you're multi-passionate, then each channel has to focus on one thing, but you can have multiple channels. Yes, you can. The goal actually is, I see it like, I think I gave this example one day this week, but I see it almost like having a vending machine business, right? You don't have to have one vending machine. You can have more than one vending machine, and you can have more than one in the same building, right? You can have one here, one in the airport, one in this restaurant, one, well, not a restaurant, one in this store, one in this place, one in this beauty salon, right? The goal will be to end up owning more than one. You just start with one. So yeah, because it's so easy, why wouldn't we? And again, anything that is popular, you can super niche it and then make yours popular. For example, not just fitness, but fitness for Black women over 50. You see what I'm saying? So the more you niche it, the more you're gonna have this audience that's gonna come to you based on who they are as a niche. Because at the end of the day, we cannot forget that people are not a monolith. So people are looking for niche things that are more identifiable of who they are. So we can definitely niche stuff. So good job, Dr. LaFera. Okay, Dewana. What was the question? What tip or tips do you think will serve you well on your faceless journey?
Good morning. I think one of the main things would be to make sure that all my everything is congruent across all channels.
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to make sure, especially since I'm going through a transition, just making sure everything is consistent, making sure all of the keywords are matching up and to be findable.
That's right. You
Yeah,
are correct. Look at you. All right now, Dewana, I see you.
working,
I see you.
working.
Working it out. All right. Dr. Latoya, which tip or tips do you think will serve you well on your faceless journey?
I think using not non-source, the old people's old over fair use. There we go. Fair use.
She said old people. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
Using the fair use stuff, because I was thinking a lot of like audiobooks and stuff that I listen to on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube are people reading fair use
Mm-hmm.
things. And a lot of the stuff that I like, kind of the mindset, all of that stuff is in that category. So that would actually be a really good one.
Ooh, cool beans. I love it. I love it. All right, let's go to Dr. Tachi. And Dr. Tachi, you also gave us another tip. So tell us what tip you think will serve you well on your faceless journey, and then tell us what you were talking about with the Ken Burns effect.
Okay, so optimizing for SEO, definitely. And yeah, no, well, optimizing for SEO because a lot of these I already do with what I do face wise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
Mm-hmm.
transferring it to a faceless. So
Yes.
with the Ken Burns effect, you
Mm-hmm.
when you were I put that in when you were talking about static images in a video. So the Ken Burns effect, when you see the images kind of fly in or they so that still has a movement effect without it's still a photo or a static
Mm-hmm.
photo, but you've given movement to it so it feels
Yes.
more like video. So you can do that, and it's called the Ken Burns effect, named after, of course, the filmmaker Ken Burns.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. And I'm going to tell you, in most of your platforms, it's probably the option that's called animation. Because that's what
Yes.
usually makes something still move is animation inside of these platforms. But that's good to know. Of course, I never knew the Ken Burns effect. So that's great. Thank you for that, Dr. Tachi. Cheryl, which tip or tips do you think will serve you well on your faceless marketing journey and your, I'm gonna stop your camera. Okay, there you go.
Um, Scalability and selling it, the channels.
Love it. Scalability
The
and the ability to sell your channel for some moolah, baby. I
Yep,
love it.
yep. The and a sidebar here. They do have vending machines in restaurants, especially some of the high end ones in the
Mhm.
ladies' room, because they fill them. I did ad copy for someone that did this, and they have hair in there that you can get out the vending machines. Remember when Robin, what's her name, lost her tracks at the table at Spago's? Yeah, if she could go in if they had the vending machine, she'd go in there, get a track and stick it in. Pantyhose in there, seriously, lipstick, whatever. But so yeah, and um on the public domain stuff,
Mhm.
just make sure that you make it your own, especially because a lot of people when they see it, they get it, and then everybody's got the same thing, and then it becomes déclassé. So it's just like you could do books with public domain,
Mhm.
but if you don't make it your own, Amazon pull it down in a minute. But anyway, but
Cool.
thank you for
And
this, Shay.
again,
This is incredible. Huh?
with that fair usage and that public, do your
Yes,
research because we
yes,
not your
please,
lawyer. So do your
please,
research.
please, because if it's 100 years old, but the estate still has a copyright, you better research to be sure that they don't have a copyright, because otherwise you're going to give them every dime you make and the money that money would have made.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Let's go to Shawana Kennedy Media. Which tip or tips do you think will serve you well on your faceless journey?
Well, I do a couple of these, and I honestly have been testing the water with multiple channels already. Um, but I do like the scale and sellability of them because of one of the channels that I've been testing the waters, like it's growing slow and steady because, of course, attention has to go to other things. However, there is also what is your thought even with the videos? How you are intentionally doing a page that has the inspiration of other artists and people who are out there, but it's still in the same, because I'm about self-care. So I have one that speaks to that. So if it's a star or if it's a celebrity that speaks to that, that's like another page that I'm actually working on and building slowly, where I'm sharing that information. So that's all that's on there, because I know those do very well also. What's your thought on that too? Because that's one of the things I'm doing.
I say try it all.
Okay.
Try it all because this is such a new market that we all should just be trying it all. And that's where the data comes in so that we're not wasting our time. We give ourselves and say, okay, over a month, how did this do? Depending on how often you are posting, right? So just so that y'all know, most channels grow better when you're posting 2 to 3 times a week at least, right?
Yeah.
That's growth. Now they stay relevant even if you're only posting once a week, but it may take you longer to grow your audience, right? So if you're doing, let's say 3 times or more a week, then a month's worth of data is going to be a lot. If you're posting once a week, you might need 3 months to 6 months worth of data to look at because you're not doing much. So data is important, but how much, the over time data that you look at, it depends on how active you are on your channel. So keep that in mind.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. I've got a couple of them running right now. Like you said, testing the water.
Love it. Love it. All right. Let's go to Keith. Keith, which tip? Oh, wait. Keith put it in the comments already. He said, my main focus will be delivering on the value and focusing on evergreen content. Once TikTok went down, I've started migrating over to YouTube because it won't let me down. Exactly, YouTube won't let you down. I think I'll be successful with the Faceless channel. I think you will too. Now let's clarify something about TikTok. If you already have TikTok, your TikTok is not going anywhere, okay? What the change in the law is that the TikTok app cannot be in our app stores anymore, okay? If you were to get a new phone or delete your app, you will not be able to get the app back. If you already have the app, then nothing's going to happen to your channel right now on TikTok. So just keep that in mind. The whole goal is for TikTok to be phased away over time as you get new devices and as you delete apps and all this kind of stuff. So if you have a TikTok, it's still going to work for now. And it doesn't take another law to make it keep working. It takes another law to make it stop working if you already have it. Keep that in mind. I just don't prefer TikTok anyway. All right, let's go to Shawana Mack. Welcome back, Shawana Mack, Mack Travel Agency. The question is, what tip or tips do you think will serve you well on your faceless journey?
I want to start. Good morning, everybody. I want to actually start a YouTube channel, and I'm thinking about Evergreen,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the Faceless as well. I'm still doing research on the other things.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, your industry, the travel industry, has been doing faceless for centuries. Before faceless was a thing, the travel industry was doing faceless, right? All they did was show you the destination. They didn't show you them, right? So some of the things for you in your category for Mac Travel Agency could be get into the super niche travel that nobody's really talking about, right? So now people have finally gotten into the solo travel niche, but you could do solo travel one destination, and that's that one channel, right? Your channel can be all about solo travel in Bali. That's one channel. Female solo travelers in Bali. You know what I'm saying? Female solo travelers over 50 in Bali. You know what I'm saying? So the more you niche it down, the more valuable that channel is going to be. You guys know that I'm about to travel to Southeast Asia and do a tour for a year in Southeast Asia. It was amazing to me that I found no information. I found plenty of Black people that's in Southeast Asia right now. There's a lot of digital nomads, but 50 plus, I didn't find them. So guess what? Now I'm creating a channel for 50 plus Black women in Southeast Asia traveling, right? So I will be giving my experience and my perspective from that niched point of view. So you can always niche it down. Gen X, anything, we the generation that rule things. So anything that you niche to Gen X, we'll pay attention because we understand it's for us and we're a special breed. So consider all of that, Shawana.
I will. Can I make one comment?
Yes.
I was thinking also about accessibility travel because a lot of people that I've been servicing, we are moving into the age of arthritis. Not to be not positive, but I have a lot of people still want to travel with me, but the only thing is the destination. So I've been really thinking about making a channel toward that as well.
Love it. Yes, that's definitely something. I'll tell you one of the things that that's one of the reasons why I decided to do a sugar detox, right? To reclaim my health before I get to Southeast Asia. Because what I know about Southeast Asia is almost everything I want to do is going to have a lot of walking, right? So if y'all need a sugar detox to get your energy back, to drop a few pounds or whatever, to be more healthy all around, y'all need to get with Dr. LaFera. All right, let's go to Kimberly. Kimberly's at the Dream Funder. She said, I'm going to do a faceless channel focusing on feet and more feet, including foot care. I'll link my website in the page. Yes, and in the description, Kimberly. So what we know is with the feet videos, she gonna attract some special people, but that's okay. Special people buy foot products too. That's what we're gonna say and leave that at that. All right. Let's go to Dr. LaFera has a question. What's your question, Dr. LaFera?
So one of the channels I was on for a good bit yesterday, is a therapist, a Black therapist, and she leads people to her Facebook group. well, to her, which is her community.
Yes.
And so like all the stuff, like for her, like all her covers and all that stuff are just very similar, not exactly the same. But like behind them are videos that she's taken and made her own with the captions. And so like, but the very first slide, it's like she has this page on this post on it that says, "This is the creator of this page." And she talks about like who she is. I'm a therapist. Like, what do you think about that? Like, like telling people like this is who created this page, and because like a lot of the, well, I guess some of the other pages you find out who created them too. But like if you keep scrolling, you can maybe find something about the person. But what do you think about that?
I don't have a problem with that. It is your choice how you want to do it, right? That's why I'm separating faceless marketing from faceless offers. You can do them both, or you can kind of pick, right? For example, a lot of people may do their identity in the marketing, but the offer is faceless. This is why they do all these PLR rights, digital products and courses and stuff. It has nothing to do with them. They didn't create any of that stuff. So their identity is not in the offer. So some people are doing identity marketing, but faceless offers. You can definitely do faceless marketing to a face identity offer. It's up to you how you want to do it. The goal is for us to do something with this new popular innovation that they're thinking is innovation, but making it more of a passive income thing. Right? Because like I said, this stuff has been around forever. You know how we bring stuff back and act like it's new, bell bottoms and shit like that. But I gave the example of Shawana's industry of travel. Faceless marketing has been around forever. Just everybody wasn't leaning into it. And when we came on social media made it hard for us to be faceless because it was social, right? Now has come the age to where it's interest based, not social based, not following based. And so now is the time for us to re-innovate this faceless stuff to bring in monetization. So you can definitely do either or elements of each. It's up to you. It's up to you. Did that answer your question sufficiently? Lord, it's gonna take you another hour to unmute.
Were you talking to me? Because I thought I heard Shawana ask.
Jesus, I was talking to you.
Oh, okay. Yes, that makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Over on the YouTube side, Glow said, good morning. Chantilly is back, y'all. Welcome back, Chantilly. And she said, I need to upgrade my sound quality and dig deeper into stories. I'm also very interested and excited about creating an AI influencer or AI brand ambassador for my brand. Yes, that's a thing now, y'all, if y'all didn't know. I showed y'all that you could do that within video.ai, which is now fuso.ai. They have AI influencers in there. But you can definitely have an AI thing be the face of your brand instead of you being the face of your brand. So faceless doesn't always mean no face at all. Sometimes it just means no human face. Keep that in mind. All right, cool. Anybody have any questions or value adds? So far, what we've talked about what this faceless revolution is. We talked about the tools that you can use. And today we talked about the tips making you a successful faceless journey and to help you to kind of do the right thing, some best practices type of thing. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about monetization. So do you have any questions about anything other than monetization when it comes to this faceless thing? Or any value adds? Cheryl said, what was number 10? Let me see. On the official, number 10 was engaged through community and interaction. And then that's when I used Khadija's channel, Yah's Apothecary, as an example for y'all to go look at her community on YouTube. That was number 10. You're welcome. Anybody else? Dr. Tachi?
Yeah, Yah's Apothecary, you said it's YAS apostrophe and then apothecary?
YAH apostrophe.
YAH, okay, because there is a YAS. Okay.
Yeah. Yah's Apothecary. Shout out to Khadija. All right. Any other questions or value adds? All right, think about it. I'm about to go to these announcements. because you know that the morning show is just one of the values associated with our free business mastermind group. So we do have member announcements. So another case of you wanting these show notes, and I'm gonna add the extra notes on here too. They just not gonna look as pretty as the predetermined 15 that I put on here. I'm gonna add the other ones on here too, so that y'all have all of them. But there's only two ways for you to get these show notes. Number one, you have to already be in our free business mastermind group, and they live in the files section of the group. But number two, you can go to shaycannon.com/show and sign up to get the entire morning show in your email inbox. What'll happen is you'll get one email in the morning you get emails every broadcast day. One in the morning reminding you to hop on the YouTube live, and one in the afternoon that gives you a link to the replay and a link to the show notes. Okay. So go to shaycannon.com/show, sign up for that. Tomorrow is Fuck Up Night virtual happy hour for our paid membership. However, our free group is invited to join us on the last part of that. So bring what's fucking up in your business so we can fix it over drinks, okay? Event details are in where? The free group. All right, find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, how to join our free business mastermind group, and any links that we discussed in the description below, all right? If you haven't already, do me a favor, give us a thumbs up for this episode. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and understand that this is a series. This is part 3. So check out the rest of the series. All right. And with that, I'll see you back here tomorrow where we're going to talk about monetization for your faceless journey. And with that, have a great day. The studio is closing in 5, 4,